Laura did not expect that evening to matter, and that was why it hurt so much when it did. She came home earlier than usual, the sky still light. Her mind set on surprising her husband Mark with dinner, because it had been one of those distant weeks where they barely spoke. Beyond routine words, and she believed small efforts could still fix small gaps. The house felt wrong the moment. She stepped inside, not messy or loud, just quiet in a way that pressed on her chest as if the walls themselves were holding a secret. She placed her bag down, called Mark's name, and when no answer came, she walked into the kitchen and saw his phone on the counter, screen lighting up, again and again with messages that would not stop. Laura had never been the type to check devices or question loyalty, because their marriage was built on years of trust, shared struggles, feeds, and the belief that love meant safety. But something about the repeated buzzing felt urgent, almost like the phone wanted to be noticed. She told herself she would just silence it, nothing more. Yet when she picked it up, the name Emily appeared, followed by a message that was too personal to ignore, too warm to belong to a casual friend, and in that instant, her hands began to shake. She did not rush through the messages. She read them slowly, each word landing heavier than the last. Conversations filled with comfort, affection, and plans that quietly pushed her out of the picture. There were no graphic details, no shocking images, just something worse. A clear emotional bond that had been growing without her, knowing, and that realization made her sit down because her legs no longer felt strong enough to hold her. Laura thought about the life she had built with Mark, the years they spent saving for the house, the holidays with family, the nights they stayed awake talking about dreams, and she wondered when exactly she stopped being part of his inner world. When Mark finally came home, he saw her sitting there with his phone in. Her hand and the look on his face told her the truth before he said a single word. He did not yell or accuse her of invading his privacy. He simply sighed, like someone who had been carrying a heavy weight and was finally forced to put it down. He admitted there was someone else, not in a dramatic confession, but in a quiet, tired voice, saying it started slowly, that he did not plan for it to happen, that it made him feel understood in ways he did not know how to ask for at home. Laura listened without interrupting, feeling her heart crack in places she did not know existed, realizing that betrayal did not always arrive loudly, but sometimes slipped in, gently, wrapped in everyday excuses. She wanted to scream, to ask why she was not enough, but the shock kept her calm, and the calm scared her more than anger would have. Mark tried to explain, tried to say it did not mean he stopped loving her, but the words sounded empty, because love that hides is not love that protects.